Now, you heard the new president with his new economic plan. Of all the measures he announced, perhaps none sparks as much emotion as the raising of the federal minimum wage. Moments ago, Biden signed an executive order directing agencies to work towards $15 an hour, particularly, of course, those with federal contracts. The plan is a key part of his $1.9 trillion relief bill. He says the rationale is simple. Workers need help now.
No one in America should work 40 hours a week, making below the poverty line. $15 gets people above the poverty line.
Now, for more than a decade, the U.S. federal minimum wage has been stuck at $7.25. It wouldn't even buy you a couple of expensive Starbucks lattes. Lawmakers periodically raise it to keep up with inflation. Some Republicans say there's no need to change it now. Jay Timmons is the head of the National Association of Manufacturers. He warns higher wages could slow job growth. He's talking to Julia Chatterley on First Move.
As the administration rolls out their plan for a minimum wage, I think they have to be very careful to take into account the differences in various areas of our country so that they don't have unintended consequences that do, as you kind of suggest, could actually cost jobs in the long run. We need to do this, or they need to do this, in a very smart and strategic way so that they don't harm businesses' ability to grow and compete in this country.
Rebecca Dixon is well familiar with that argument. She's the executive director of the National Employment Law Project, and some of her staff helped work on the Biden proposals with suitable Chinese walls between organisations. But Rebecca, tell me, you know the argument. There is nothing new in this argument, frankly. As for the 30-odd years I've been covering business, the minimum wage has had the same argument. So why is it different this time?
Richard, we've had a lot of experience with this, and the overwhelming consensus of economists is that raising the minimum wage has no discernible effect on job growth. Now, I know just saying this doesn't make it so, but jobs grow when there's higher demand for goods and services, and when people actually have more disposable income, that's what's going to drive higher demand. But in those states
where they're just basically doing the minimum wage or less, if they're just doing the minimum wage, to get to $15 an hour is quite a jump. Would you not accept some form of phasing in different places at different times? Look, $15 an hour getting there in New York is here already, but in parts of Texas it's not.
Sure. So one important thing to understand is that the federal jobs are actually, so Biden is asking the agencies to prepare to raise this. And part of what they need to prepare is to figure out what the impact of this is on the budget. And so contractors will actually be factoring the $15 minimum wage into their new contracts, and the federal government is paying the bill. So it's really not the same as the state minimum wage. And we really want the federal government to be the employer, the model employer for the country.
How realistic do you think? I mean, again, I don't want to be pessimistic on your behalf, but as long as I can recall, the two sides have butted heads, and the president doesn't have that overwhelming majority he would need to really railroad it through the Senate.
I think one of the things that we have now is momentum. We have all of these states, including really conservative states like Florida, recently have a ballot initiative to get to $15 an hour. So this is in line with what the states are doing and where the country is headed. And I think it's also this growing movement of workers themselves who are actually demanding that their representatives be accountable to them. So I'm actually hopeful that the momentum that we have will continue.
Rebecca, thank you.